Okay. All right. The next class is Priest. Dreaded Priest. The first card is the Spellstone. It's 7 mana, Lesser Diamond Spellstone. Resurrect 2 different friendly minions. Cast 4 spells to upgrade. So it's a hefty requirement, but it's quite a good reward. So here are the upgradable ones. You can resurrect 3 or 4 if you are able to upgrade it. I think this card is insane in Big Priest. That's really the only place it's going to have application to me. It's not good enough to play in like Highlander Priest or anything like that, or maybe it could be played in Silence Priest. It's a little expensive for Silence Priest, but in Big Priest, I think this is insane. It's actually almost unfair in Big Priest, and for that reason, I gave it a 5. I think it's going to be seen in every Big Priest list, assuming Big Priest still exists. Alright, the next card is a 7 mana spell, Psychic Scream. Shuffle all minions into your opponent's deck. This card's been getting a lot of talk online because it seems insane and broken, and it probably is. I gave it a 5. 2 5s in a row for Priest. It seems so good. It's a better Vanish. It costs 1 more than Vanish, but it's a better Vanish, which is just insane. So much tempo swing in one card. It could just destroy aggro. And like the bad thing about like if you're playing like let's say you're playing Shaman and you have like 4 totems on the board and you play Psychic Scream, those go into their deck and they're going to spend a turn drawing a totem. That's so powerful. That just screws up the opponent's draw so much. It's so good. It's expensive for sure, but I think it just has so much value. It could even see play in Big Priest as well. I think it probably sees play in both Big Priest, maybe even Silence Priest as well. Maybe every Priest runs this card. It just seems so good. 5 stars. Alright, the next card is the legendary minion for Priest. 7 mana, 6/6 dragon. Battle Cry, your opponent takes 2 turns, then you take 2 turns. Personally, I love this card. It's such a meme card, and because of that, I gave it a 2. It's not going to see play, I don't think, in a serious deck. There's just so many cool combos you can pull off with this card. So many OTKs, or I guess 2-turn kills. It just seems like so much fun. You just have to worry about dying from your opponent, that's all. It's also somewhat of a nerf to Dragon Priest because Netherspite can discover this instead of the next card. We'll just move on to the next card. So this is a 2. The next card is a 4 mana 3/3 dragon for Priest called Dustbreaker. You've probably already heard of it, and you're probably going to be seeing a lot of it. The battle cry is if you're holding a dragon, deal 3 damage to all their minions. This card is insane. This card could single-handedly stop aggro, any aggro deck. Every aggro deck gets cleared by this card on turn 4, essentially. It's just bananas. I think if you get this in your mulligan as Priest, you just keep it against like any class. It's that good. It's 5 stars. Absolutely 5 stars. It's insane. Probably the best card of the set. It's like a mini Abyssal Enforcer. And Abyssal Enforcer was so good back when it came out. It's not as good anymore because Control Warlock's not quite a thing. But it's so much better. It's better than Abyssal Enforcer. So much better. So I think this brings Dragon Priest back to tier 1 for sure. In Wild, this is absolutely broken. Because Dragon Priest is already pretty good in Wild, and this will just take it over the top. So, broken card. Insane card. Alright, the next card is the legendary weapon for Priest called Dragon Soul. It's a 3 mana, 0 attack, 3 durability. After you cast 3 spells in a turn, summon a 5/5 dragon. And as I understand it, the durability doesn't go down even when you summon the dragon, so it's a permanent effect. It's like an aura effect. So the requirement isn't that bad, so I think it's pretty good. It's one of the cheaper legendary weapons, which is nice. I gave it a 3. I think it's good. I don't think it's necessary in Dragon Priest. It's just a cool addition, but I don't think it's necessary. Ideally, you'd get like 2 5/5 dragons out of it. That would be like insane value. It's like, 3 mana plus spells you're going to cast anyway for 10/10 worth of stats. That's pretty nuts. But even 1 dragon's not terrible. So I think it's okay. I don't think it's necessary to run a Dragon Priest. It's just like a welcome addition, but not required. So 3. Alright, the next card is a 3 mana spell for Priest called Twilight's Call. It's summon 1/1 copies of 2 friendly Death Rattle minions that have died this game. It seems pretty bananas and wild. In Standard, I think the only deck this really fits in is Big Priest, so you get your statues back. I think this card is very good against aggro. If you get your statues off of like barns or something, you could play this and get more of the statues and kill off their minions. I think that's where it sees play. I actually gave it a 5. I think it's really good in Big Priest. I could be wrong about this one. I could be over-evaluating, but I think it's very good in Big Priest. It's so good in Big Priest, you might even put some more Death Rattles into your Big Priest just to get value off of this card. It just seems very good to me. Maybe I'm overvaluing it, but I'm going to give it I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to stay 5. It's so good and wild, too. It's insane and wild. Alright, the next card is a 3-mana spell, Unidentified Elixir. Give a minion +2/+2, gains a bonus effect in your hand. So let's look at the bonus effects. The bonus effects are give a minion +2/+2 and Death Rattle, return this minion to your hand. +2/+2 and Lifesteal, +2/+2 and Divine Shield, +2/+2, summon a 1/1 copy of it. That's probably the coolest one. That has the most combo potential. But again, you don't control which one you get. It's just random, which is kind of sad. Because it's random, I don't think it's that great. Like, some of those effects are really good, some of them are really bad, but they all require a board, essentially. So for that reason, I gave it a 3. I just don't think it's quite good enough. It's just an average-ish card to me. It has combo potential if you get the right effect, but again, you can't control it. So, 3. Alright, the next card is a 3-mana 2/2 minion, Gilded Gargoyle, Death Rattle, add a coin to your hand. Off the bat, it just doesn't seem necessary. Like, I feel like you would play Cabal Talon Priest over this almost any day of the week. The coin is nice to get another ping in like Highlander Priest, but it's not necessary. It helps ramp you a little bit, but I mean, I think you'd rather have like a strong board with Cabal Talon Priest instead. I don't think it's necessary. I gave it a 2. Alright, next card is a 3-mana 2/4 minion, Twilight Acolyte. Battlecry, if you're holding a dragon, swap this minion's attack with another minion's. So, you can swap it with your opponent's minions. That's where this card really shines. So it's kind of like a reverse Vol'jin, or like an Aldor for Priest, Dragon Priest specifically. It seems good. It seems okay. I'm not sure it's really necessary in Dragon Priest. That's where I kind of pause on this card. Like, do you really need this in Dragon Priest? It's a good card, no doubt, but it's definitely not a card you play on 3. It's a card you play late game. So do you even need it? It has synergy with Potion of Madness and Pain and Cabal Shadow Priest. But I don't know. I think this will definitely see experimentation in Dragon Priest. I'm not sure it's going to stay there permanently, but I still gave it a 4. There's a lot of synergy there. You can definitely steal your opponent's minion with Cabal Shadow Priest with this, which is pretty insane on turn 9. So, for that reason, it might see play, but you have to play Cabal Shadow Priest with it. So, I'd give it a 4. I think it's still good. And the last card is a 1-mana spell for Priest, Psionic Probe. Copy a spell in your opponent's deck and add it to your hand. So very similar to Mind Visions, except it's deck, not hand, and you automatically get a spell, you don't get a minion. I don't think it's a card you ever put in your deck, but it's not a card you're sad to see from Lyra. It seems very good in Arena. Very good. But in Standard Constructed, I don't think you ever put this in your deck. I don't think it's necessary. So for that reason, I gave it a 3. It's a good card compared to like Mind Visions, but it's not constructed good. So that is Priest. Let's go back and look over the cards. So the cards I gave 5s were the Spellstone, Psychic Scream, Dustbreaker, and I even gave a 5 to Twilight's Call. So I think Priest has some insane cards coming. Temperus is such a fun meme card. Dragon Soul is okay. I don't think it will see enough play. Twilight Acolyte is a little unusual, but I think it will see play in Dragon Priest, for at least the time being. So Priest is strong. It's going to stay strong. Expect to see a lot of Priest. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to move on to the next class.